Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We've got something new for you, new and old. It's a new group, but you will if you follow any of the other leagues on this channel, you may recognise some of the names. It's the Fallout. It's the Phoenix from the Flames of the old Over the Hill Racing Group. I forgot their name already. Gosh, how soon we forget. The OTH guys that we followed for a couple of races last season for their whole Manufacturers Championship, you must remember. But yes, they are now the Gran Turismo Oldies, the remnants of that group, the Over the Hill Racing collaboration. And now they are the Gran Turismo Oldies. And they're still accepting new people. So get your dentures in, wheel Grandad in, and let's see how these old boys get on, shall we? Right then, we're in well, it's a weird one. This is a weird one. I've never done this before. It's new to me, but we're showcasing the Gran Turismo Oldies this season. We're not following a single championship. They want me to do a different. They've got 3 leagues running at the moment, so each week I'll be following a different league in their round. So we're not exactly doing a championship. We're just showcasing a league, so to say. So it's good for me. I don't have to worry about tables and stuff like that. It's I'm happy. So each race is its own thing. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we are following League One, their top tier, at Daytona for a 50-minute race. They've chosen their manufacturers and whom they are going to represent. And that's the chariot that they will stay with for the season. So we've got 50 minutes of racing. They all qualified on racing soft tyres. In the race, they have to use the softs and the mediums. And the fuel is set at ×3 and the tyres are set at ×3. So let's see how they qualified and how many people we recognise. Hey? This will be like a trip down memory lane, I'm sure. Right then. So the grid rolling start is looking like this. In the McShady, ladies and gentlemen, we have Sinistor. Now, ironically, never have I covered Sinistor in the OTH, or, well, now I will be in the GTO, but I did used to frequently scream his name during my World Racing Community streams. So, Sinister, we meet again. Ha! Old friend. So that's Sinistor. He's in the McShady. And sitting on pole. Good. I did look at their tyres. I forgot to write them down. I think he's on the mediums, but we'll do a quick look before we get going. Then, in the Dodge Viper, ladies and gentlemen, it's Buggy. Buggy, a big player in the Manufacturers Championship we covered the last season. And Buggy here, second on the grid in a lovely Dodge Viper. I am. No one usually chooses it because it's not usually a car that does well. So it is nice to see it featured, ladies and gentlemen. Third on the grid is Danny LaRusso, Daniel's son, and also in the Dodge Viper, looking very much like the Dodge Viper we just looked at. So I am of the thoughts here that they could be teammates. And so 2 Dodge Vipers in the top 3, looking very strong for the race ahead. In 4th place, ladies and gentlemen, it's Amtrak in the Corvette. Amtrak ready for this. Wasn't he the champion from last season? I believe he was. Cool head, calm, demure. And I think he just cruised through to take that championship in the end. I'm pretty sure, but my memory isn't quite what it was. But nor are theirs, because they're all old, aren't they? So we're all forgetful together. We'll just agree, just nod and agree and say, yes, thingy, yes. So Amtrak then, sitting 4th in the Corvette. 5th place, all the way back here. 5th place, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, that's doing it for me. It's the Lambo. It's the Lambo, and it's Pigsy, ladies and gentlemen. Pigsy has returned. And now we can enjoy such pork puns that I can think of, which I can't think of one yet. The only thing I can think of is the Pink Floyd song, Pigs on the Wing. But there we go. Porky is alive and kicking, and he is 5th place in League One of the GTO League. And yeah, that's looking absolutely fine. Fine. Let's hope it's not as spinny as your last vehicle, the Ferrari. In 6th then, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roods in a shag. So we've got the Roods in the shag now, 6th on the grid, looking very strong indeed. And hey, bless him. And yeah, so that's the Roods, ladies and gentlemen. He had pain last season in the Corvette, and he's probably happy to see Amtrak deal with that now, as he's got his own nightmare in the shag. I quite like the shag, though. In 7th, this is a Peugeot, and I'm hesitant with the name, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second here. I've got to get it out. I've got to get it over my tongue and out my lips. He's Schnellstar. Schnellstar. Schutenstar. Schutenstar. He's Star. We're going to call him Star, ladies and gentlemen, because the words make no sense ahead of Star. So what's his actual... Yeah, there you go. Oh, Sergeant Star. Sergeant Star. Sergeant Star? Sergeant Star. We're just going to go with Star. It's old dudes in fast cars. Happy Sunday thingy. That's the Roods in the chat. So yeah, that's our Star. Schnurf Star. Like our Thunderbirds. Schnurf. So in 8th then, ladies and gentlemen, it is Medium GT in the BMW. A chariot worthy of a hero, ladies and gentlemen. Ready to kill you at any second. And our boy Medium feels he can take it on. And then in 9th, we're going to call this one Theo, ladies and gents, because it's like a Sesame Street character, Theophilippopotamus. And I don't mean to take the mick. It's Theo for me. In the Ferrari. You never know. I might feel brave and use the username, but it's a lot, and I can see me making a big mistake. Already I feel terrible trying to make an attempt at it now. So that's why I was avoiding it. So Theo in the Ferrari, they're in 9th place. They are our warriors, ladies and gentlemen. They are our guys, our pro sim racers, ready to do battle. Yes, Sinister starting on the mediums. They all qualified on the racing softs, I'm sure, but Sinister opting to start this race on the medium tyre, looking to go deep. Buggy also starting on the medium tyre, looking to go deep, keeping with the Sinister. Danny LaRusso also in the Dodge on the medium tyre. Amtrak starting on the medium tyre in 4th. Pigsy starting in 5th on the mediums. The Roods braving it with a soft set of tyres, hoping to get a quick jump on the guys ahead of him, and so he can build up a buffer for his pit stop later in the race. Schnufstar is on the mediums, medium GT starting on the mediums, and Theophilopoulos Theo is starting on the softs. I'm sure he wouldn't mind me calling him Theo rather than butchering his name every time I say it. I'm a northern-southern hybrid from the UK. I was born in the north, learnt to talk their language, then was moved to the south and had to learn to talk their language. So I am mongrel. I have mongrel accent, and trying to speak foreign tongue is very difficult. My brain capacity just can't take it, Captain. I learnt Spanish, though. Soy. All right, then. Shall we get on? So here we go then, we're on our way. 50 minutes of racing, ladies and gentlemen, around the Daytona. You are welcome, you lucky people. Sinister then leads them off towards the first corner. Now remember, the tyres, very cold track, extremely cold as well at night. And Sinister at the moment, with that hometown knowledge, is feeling his way around in the McShady. A heavy car, to say the least, and Buggy already having a sniff and a whiff to see what the air smells like up the inside of that McShady. Everything seems very pleasant so far. Amtrak in fourth, trying to stay with the Danielson in the Dodge. Pigsy there in the Lambo, looking splendid indeed. And Rudes as well on those soft tyres, waiting for them to kick in. When they kick in, man alive, you're going to see fireworks. Schnurfstar is in seventh, with medium GT there in eighth in the Burton were keeping Theo at bay in the Ferrari. Theo on those soft tyres, so he'll be waiting for those to kick in, and then he'll be hoping those fireworks start kicking off. Sinister at the moment then keeping the better of Buggy, but it's a long race. It cannot be won in lap one, and Sinister knows this. He's just trying to keep pace. Keep an eye on his fuel. Keep to the schedule he has set for himself, so he can make this car go as deep and as long as he possibly can. Which you've got to say, it's a tough call, especially when you're leading the pack. You're causing the tow, whereas Buggy, he could get a slight benefit from sitting in Sinister's tow fuel-wise. But Sinister, he's breaking all the air ahead of him and using all the fuel up, and you've got to be on the accelerator. Woof, a good, what would you say, 75% of this lap? So it's not really a track where you can fuel save that well, in all fairness. Buggy then in second, with Danny LaRusso there in third, his teammate in the Dodge Viper. We've got Amtrak in fourth. Just keep it. Oh, Danielson's made a mistake. Danielson losing the Dodge underneath him, and Amtrak there gaining position in this early part of the race when it's all a little cagey. They're all feeling each other out. It's all the strategies coming into play now. Rudes into lap two now. His tyres starting to pink up a little bit. He'll be wanting to start closing in on those guys ahead of him and make some positions up, as he's got Pigsy in the Lambo right ahead. And the Lambo is not going to be easy, but if he gets a good tow, he can get sucked in the rear derriere of the Pigsy, get a lovely tow up against him. And it looks like Pigsy, though, unfortunately picking up a tow from LaRusso, whom also is picking up a tow from the Amtrak. We're in a tow train choo-woo. So Rudes then, he's going to have to use those soft tyres to his best advantage with the grip that they're giving him something through the chicane, but no, he cannot close in on the Pigsy so far. So they get back onto the oval, coming around to the start straight away. We're sat on board, sixth place, Rudes in the Jaguar on a set of soft tyres, and hoping to make up some ground. But the nature of the track is there's only sort of the infield really that you can try and make up ground on these soft tyres. And as you can see, closing right up there, under braking. Yes, it's the infield he's got to make hay at really, and get the moves done on Pigsy. Pigsy at the moment sitting up behind Danny LaRusso, and Danny LaRusso wants that position back from Amtrak, and Danielson's mistake has given Buggy a little bit more of a headache really, but Buggy really is closing in on Sinister, and these two are unable to try and look after the tyres or the fuel because they are pushing each other, and Buggy wants the lead of this race from the McShady at the moment. And Amtrak, I mean, we have got American Make in second, American Make in third, American Make in fourth, and no, Italian, but That's a lot of American makes in the top 4, ladies and gentlemen. 3 of the top 4, all American made. God bless them. They do make nice cars, though. I mean, they never used to, apparently. They couldn't turn corners. But now, I mean, Dodge Viper's my favourite. So, always, as a child. So, Sinister out there in the McShadies. Doing his utmost to stay away from Buggy at the moment. Buggy matching his times, bettering his times. And one feels maybe toying with him. What's the fuel situation? Exactly the same between the two leaders out there. Amtrak at the moment. Daniel Russo going for a move. Roods is on all over Pigsy like an athlete's foot rash. And Roods then completes the move into the first corner, and that's Roods up and into 5th place now with a lovely space ahead of him to drive into, and he's in the infield. This is the best time he can try and break away from the Pigsy. Theo then is in this race. He's in the Ferrari. We've Schnurrstar has dropped back a little bit there in 8th with medium GT in the Were. And Theo, though, right on, it's the battle of the mafias here, ladies and gentlemen. Italian on Italian action. And Theo in the Ferrari fighting with the Lambo, getting a nose up the inside. Not quite, sir, not quite, Pigsy says. Not your move yet, my friend, but Theo is up for the fight here at the moment, sat on board the 458 Italia Ferrari as we head towards that Lambo. Getting a lovely tow, having a look at the fresh air as we go towards the chicane. Late on the brakes, Theo is on the soft tyres, remember, and that, ladies and gents, is how it is done. Beautiful stuff from Theo there, making the move on Pigsy, but Pigsy going later and deeper into this race. He's on the medium tyres, remember, although it doesn't alter the fuel for anyone. Roods at the moment then trying to close in on Amtrak. Daniel LaRusso regaining that 3rd place, getting his composure back, some would say. Buggy still annoying Sinistor out there in the lead. Sinistor just wanting an easy run. He's done the hard work in qualifying. He got the pole position. He hasn't got the fastest lap though, but he's doing all he can at the moment to keep Buggy at bay, and Buggy is really starting to bug him. Oh, my hot brew is just on the verge of drinkable, which is great. Buggy then closing in even more on the McShady, and you can't help but feel that the lead is ready to change hands. Now the Mercedes opens up a little bit down a straight bit of road, and you can see Sinister can then try and open the gap up somewhat from Buggy, and then Buggy having to use the toe to stay with the McShady. So maybe the McShady just a little faster on a straight line than the Dodge. Or Buggy made a mistake in that corner, and that's what gives Sinister a better drive out. Any could have been. But Sinister at the moment under fire from Buggy, and then Daniel LaRusso with a bit of gappage between himself and the leaders after his small off and his fight with Amtrak to come back and get back into 3rd. Then we've got the Roods on his soft tyres. They're being used nicely, but not too much. Theo, though, behind him, also on the soft tyres, closing in. Pigsy in 7th on his medium tyres. Then we have Schnurrstar. He's picked up his half a second penalty, also on those medium tyres in the Peugeot. A medium GT having a nightmare in the well, it was lap 3. Looks like it's the only thing, but losing a good 11 seconds in one lap is going to hurt a lot. But it's a long race. Like I said, 50 minutes. We're only just coming up to the 10-minute mark. We're 9.5 minutes in, and still anything can happen. Anyone can have an off And Medium GT could be back in this race at some point. Sinister still leads from Buggy. Buggy really is applying the pressure quite liberally. And Buggy then, let's get on board with the bugs, shall we? And see how he just cruises this bad boy around. Listen to that Dodge Viper engine scream for mercy. And feel the wind disappear as we see in the tow. Here he goes, looking to make the move in the chicane. No, dips back in for the toe. Didn't want to catch him up too soon there. Backs out of this one. And Sinister really did get through that chicane quite well and pulled out a lovely gap. But Buggy still the fastest man on track at the moment, flicking up the purples in the sectors. And Sinister still leads in the McShadies with Danny LaRusso in third, Amtrak in fourth, the Rudes on his soft tyres in fifth, trying to get close to Amtrak right now. Theo in the Ferrari also on those soft tyres, keeping a good close. Oh, Danny LaRusso's dropped. Hang on, sorry. Oh, for Pete's sake, what am I up to? It's a side-by-side action. We'll go back. Here we go then. Amtrak then in the tow. Pulls out to have a look. And then Amtrak cruising on by as they cross the line. Start lap 7. And breaking into the first corner. And Danielson around the outside. It's a tough requisition. And Amtrak then does claim that third spot. Daniel LaRusso down into fourth with the Rudes ever closer in on those soft tyres, and his fuel dropping. He's going to be getting faster, but he's being pushed by Theo Philippopoulos. There you go. See, I can do it. But Theo pushing our boy Danielson along. 48.5s from not Danielson. Oh, where's Rudes go? Oh, Rudes. I missed the overtake. Theo getting by. And the Rudes missing a step there. I think he had a small off, didn't he? Because he wasn't on camera when Theo moved up. So Theo then moving up and into fifth place. And he's getting purples as well. Heading towards Daniel Russo. Ready to make a nuisance of himself, ladies and gentlemen, in the top 4 in the Ferrari. Rudes then in 6th, getting a tow. Maybe Rudes did it on purpose so he could try and save some fuel, slip behind the Ferrari to save a bit of fuel. Pigsy then in the Lambo. Pigsy keeping it low key. He doesn't want anyone to know what he's up to in this race, but he's got a plan. Like Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, he was the A-team, wasn't he? Not the dude who eats people. That's Hannibal. Maybe that was Hannibal Lecter. I don't think it was Hannibal Lecter from the A-team. I think that was the dude that used to eat people and sleeping with the lambs. A Welsh favourite. So there we go. Buggy is in the lead. Sorry, I got carried away. We'll go back. We'll frigging out. Did I see it? No, I didn't. It was a long time ago, ladies and gents. Wow, we've gone back nearly a minute. But Buggy then, this was just after, was it? No. That's all right. I thought, oh, is this just after when we left them? Can't be long after. And Buggy then, just by the toe, through and up and into the lead. Beautiful stuff there from the Dodge Viper driver. And Sinister, after just getting the fastest lap as well. What can a man do? Rude saying George Hannibal Smith. Ah, that was it. It was A-team. Yeah, not Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, he's got a plan, like George Hannibal Smith. Oh, dearie me. I always thought of myself as Murdoch. You may think, you wonder why. So Buggy in the lead, because I should be in a straitjacket locked up. I'll tell you the answer. You don't have to use your brain to think about it. Sinister in second, with Amtrak now in third ahead of Danielson. Theo doing a great job in fifth in the Ferrari. And he really is going to be impressing himself on the top four pretty soon. 48.3 last time from him. Danielson doing a 49. Amtrak doing a 48.2. But Amtrak now, as the fuel drops off, these guys going faster and faster. And the Rudes then in sixth, and Pigsy closing in. Pigsy closing in. The medium tyres and the softs. There might be the crossover. We might be getting close to the crossover when the mediums are as fast as the used softs. And Pigsy at the moment absolutely chewing into that lead that Rudes has had. Medium GT has found himself ahead of Schnurfstar, and I said this is how it goes. Other people make mistakes, and I don't think we've seen this mistake from Star yet, because it hasn't come up. He's all good lap times there. It must have been this lap that he's had his nightmare, and Medium has got himself through, and that's another position. Buggy then leads in the Dodge Viper here at Daytona for the Gran Turismo Oldies Manufacturers Cup Showcase League 1 Round 1. And Buggy at the moment masterfully chasing Sinister for a fair few laps until on lap 7 he pulled that trigger and went for the gold. And he's built up a bit of a buffer since getting ahead of Sinister, but Sinister banging in the fastest lap times one after another, is keeping Buggy absolutely lively there. Even the computer struggled with the code then. Amtrak still holding on to that third, as him and Danielson have been swapping that podium position a couple of times so far during this race. Theo up and into fifth. Theo's trying to progress before his tyres die, and already the rear right is not looking too healthy for our boy Theo. And when you start getting that risky with the red tyre, you are putting yourself in a higher percentage risk of a spin, especially around corners like the one he's just gone through, and this one. Very, very dangerous spinning corners they are. So Theo has to be very wary of his rear right tyre right now. How is Rudes doing? Rudes is sitting a little neater. Rudes looking after his tyres a little better, but the medium tyre of Pigsy coming in on the Lambos stronger at the moment, and the Rudes is just clinging on to that sixth place before Pigsy, whose tyres are degrading a lot slower, is going to be up and all about his business already. You can see Rudes having to earlier brake due to his tyres, and Pigsy really is looking into getting them past him. 48.5 last time for the Rudes, with Pigsy at 48.3. Medium GT at 50.1 ahead of our boy Star. Yeah, 205. Look, there you go. It's easily done. We see it can happen to anyone at any time. Buggy then answering Sinister's lap with a 47.5, only a tenth slower. And Buggy really is slinging Dodge Vipers today, with Sinister chasing him down in the McShady, and Amtrak there in third, keeping Danielson at bay. Then we have, oh, and what are we saying about that tyre? Come on, Theo, calm down, my friend. He's got a spirit about him, ladies and gentlemen. He's pushing. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we were talking about, with the older tyres pushing too hard, and Theo there losing position to the Rudes. Calmer heads prevail at the moment. Theo's just got a little bit of a whip it about him, and he's got to get in and get those tyres changed, because they are done. They are cooked. And Rudes then back up and into fifth place. Danielson still trying to crack on to the Amtrak. We are getting down to nearly a quarter of a tank. Not really. We've still got a good ways to go. 17 minutes into this race so far, and no one flinching yet. No one heading towards the pits. Rudes. Theo has to. His tyres are absolutely spent. Where is he? He's coming round this one. Does he feel like he can ballet dance around another lap? And we saw in those corners, very hard to get down on the accelerator. The pit entrance is ahead of him. I can see his pit crews out. They're waving their arms. He's gone through, ladies and gentlemen. A real Lightning McQueen on our hands here. And doesn't need tyres. And we'll see about that. Pigsy all up in his rear derriere. And even Pigsy, you can see, does not agree with that strategy call. With Theo trying to see the tyres out another lap when they are already cooked. Rudes then in 5th place, keeping it real. He's keeping those tyres alive as long as he can. The mediums might go. They've not got much tyre wear. If he can get these soft tyres to go some distance in this race, quite possibly, if he you can't fuel save here though. This is the problem. So I think it's going to be a 2-stop no matter what. So if you 2-stop in, don't try and drive around on a gravelly old set of tyres that's losing you time. Go in and get some fresh ones on. If you're having 2, you've got plenty to do. We're already nearly we're in the 19th minute of a 50-minute race. 30 minutes left of racing. So these guys definitely are trying to eke out those tyres to try and 1-stop. That's the only thing I can think of. But Theo's tyres are not going to go another 6 minutes or 5 minutes in this race, I can tell you. Look, off the track again. He's really struggling, and that's Pigsy through. And Theo now is facing the other way, and I apologise. And I do not believe in telling people so, saying I told you so. So I will not be that guy that says I told you so. But Theo, get in the pits, get those tyres off. They're done. Buggy then leads the way with Sinister in 2nd. Amtrak in 3rd. He's still being closely pursued by Daniel's son. And Daniel's son now, he's figuring out his opponent, you see. He's working him out. They're in the ring together. They're in the karate stance. And he's looking at Amtrak in the eye, and he's saying, when are you going to make your move? When will you make your move? And Amtrak's saying, I'm not telling you. He's got a plan. And he's keeping it close to his chest. Now he's down to a quarter of a tank of fuel, as is Sinister and Buggy. So they're all using, well, Danielson's not using as much fuel as the Amtrak. But I mean, it's so small percentages, I don't think they're going to, at best, eke out an extra lap before the pit stop, but nothing major. Rudes then, continuing on with those tyres. He's got Pigsy set in chase. Now Rude's doing 49s on those used soft tyres. It is still good. He's holding off Pigsy. Pigsy not at that pace. Theo still holding on 7th, but that Ferrari is skating, ladies and gentlemen. Theo's doing a little bit of ice racing down in Florida, it seems. And he's still got a long way before he gets back to the pit stop. Oh my God, I think he's gone round again, has he not? He really wants to try and go late into this race. How far away? Medium GT, who's doing nice 49s at the moment, is heading towards Theo very quickly. And Theo's got to be careful. He should have pitted. What's his plan? It's a Ferrari, I guess. It's their strategy. Could be anything. Star there in 9th, hoping this race comes back to him. He's got good pace. Just the one mistake, and that's all it takes in this field, ladies and gentlemen, to put you some way off. Buggy at the moment then out there in the lead ahead of Sinister. He has eked out a bit of a lead. Theo finally coming in. I'm sorry if you heard that gulping, but that was absolutely divine and ready to be drunk. Vodka Rob in the chat saying, good afternoon, sir. Still working hard, I see. Man, I've got a list of streams in front of me, and I tell you, I've not even dipped my toe in yet. So Buggy out there in the lead with Sinister in 2nd. Amtrak there in 3rd with Daniel Son in 4th. We've got the Rudes in 5th. And Rude's doing very well at the moment. He was kind of racing Theo, wasn't he? And that's given him a leg up there, definite position. All he's got to worry about now is the Pigsy behind him. Now, the Jaguar has used up its fuel, and I could imagine that we're going to see the Rudes coming into the pits at the end of this lap, surely. Maybe not. Maybe he's got another lap of fuel in there, but his tyres are in that sort of bracket that Theo's were in when we saw the back end of that Ferrari becoming a handful, to say the least. So with Rudes, he's a sensible man. He may be a big ginger Viking, but he's not sensible at all. He's an absolute crazy fool. What can I say? Learn by other people's mistakes. That's what they say. And the Rudes going all in. All in, ladies and gentlemen. And fair play to him. What the hell? He is... he's the kind of guy that was brought up on films like Lethal Weapon. And Murdoch was a role model for this man. Yeah, I was one of those guys as well. You know... You're crazy fools like Bruce Willis in Die Hard, and we were brought up by these guys. These were the guys we looked up to, and Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon. I can't remember his name. Is it Murdoch? Something like that. I can't remember. So Rudes then, the crazy mofo, going around again, and it's working so far. Pigsy. And Pigsy's starting to put in some of the best laps he's done so far this race. He knows it's time to push. And Rudes at the moment, he's got around, so I take it back. I take it back. He hasn't pulled a Theo. Not in the least, not in the slightest. So Rudes absolutely pulling off a stunning drive. A stunning stint there in 5th, but he's still got the Pigsy to worry about. Pigsy has got the soft tyre to use. We don't know how the Lambo is going to handle that soft tyre. So far, the Shag has done very well. He has gone halfway into this race, so it could be a one-stop for the Rudes. Now, Amtrak is pitting, and that is a fuel-based decision. It's all fuel-based for these guys. Danielson has saved more than the guys ahead of him. Danielson doing very well with his fuel. Pigsy as well, good with fuel. Rudes is in. Rudes is in. Medium GT. His decision's going to have to be fuel. And Star as well. Oh, Star's doing okay with the pug on the fuel, but he's picked up a bit of a penalty. Theo then has filled up. He's put the medium tyres on, but come on, it's unlikely that that tank is going to get him all the way to the end without a little help. So Buggy continuing on, as is Sinister, and I think it's going to be a no choice whatsoever. I think they're both going to have to stop at the end of this one, where Danielson could go another lap, which means he's going to be fresher on the softs at the end of this race. It could be a big deal, as we've seen Theo's woes with his tyres. So Buggy then coming up to the chicane, the other side of the oval from the pits, and Sinister then very light. He's on vapours. The McShady very much on vapours at the moment, trying to match Buggy. Buggy also on those vapours. Danielson, is he going to do another lap? Is it worth him doing another lap? Pigsy as well. Is it worth those guys doing another lap? So Bugsy, I'm sure, going to have come in. Amtrak's come out behind Pigsy, ahead of the Star. Rudes is behind Star as Buggy and Sinister go in. What will Danielson do? He ignores the pits. He ignores the pits, ladies and gentlemen. He continues. No, he's come in. He's come in. Sorry. He has come in. He's come to match. Look at those two on 0%. They really did eke out those fuel tanks the best they could. Danielson with 6. Maybe he couldn't make it around. Pigsy can, though. Pigsy reckons he can get another lap out of the Lambo. And the Lambo now looking very... I told you he had a plan. I told you. And at the end, when he gets a podium, I'm going to say, I love it when a plan comes together. Or I'll say Clarice, as I got the wrong Hannibal. Pigsy then in the lead of Daytona. for the GTO, their first Manufacturers Championship round here with League 1 that we're viewing today. Next time out with the GTO gang, we'll be looking at the League 2 for round 2. So Pigsy then out there in the lead with the buggy, comes out of the pits on softs, ahead of Sinister on softs. Now these two haven't gone full fuel. That, to me, is crazy. Buggy putting in more fuel than Sinister, but they used the fuel up, didn't they? But we are way over into the second half of the race, 28 minutes done, but still, that's a big risk. That's a big risk there from Sinister. 3/4 of a tank just over to get to the end of this race on a set of soft tyres. They're going to be going faster. Remember, Amtrak, he topped up. He's not daft. He's not silly. He's not daft. And that could pain Sinister later in this race. He may have to drive to a delta. He may have to ease off when it is vital that he needs to get on. And Pigsy at the moment, still got plenty of fuel left, lads. What's the matter with you? What you been doing back up there? Burning for no reason. So Pigsy coming into the pits now. Where is this? His race really is with Rudes, but he could get into trouble with Danielson. Danielson behind Amtrak, which I believe he was anyway on track. And it doesn't look like it's got him any closer after those pit stops. Soft tyres for the pair of them. And I believe they are trying. I think they're all going to try and run to the end here. Boogie then retakes the lead. And Sinister's fuel concerns me. Amtrak then moves up and into third as Danielson moves up to fourth. So it really is the Rudes that Pigsy's aiming for. Pigsy's going to be on those soft tyres for the end as Rudes gets a good run on the medium tyres all the way to the end of the race. Star comes into the pits with no fuel whatsoever, and Theo is going to gain a position, we believe, and Pigsy is out. Pigsy is out ahead of the Rudes. Pigsy doing just enough, and now on those soft tyres, and he feels it, well, yeah, with 20 minutes to go, he feels just 3/4 of a tank of fuel can do it, and hey, why not? He used the least fuel than anyone else. So old Rudes will be absolutely devastated to see the Lambo appear ahead of him. And now the big question in this race is Sinister's fuel enough to get to the end? Boogie is on the verge, and Sinister is just under it, I think. Amtrak there in third, going faster than he's gone in the race before. He has got soft tyres on, remember. And Danielson on the softs as well. What can be done as we have 19 minutes of racing left here at Daytona for the Gran Turismo Oldies and their Manufacturers Cup Showcase League 1 Round 1. And it's been a humdinger so far. I look forward to seeing League 2 next time out. The Rudes, what can he do? He's on the medium tyre. He's on the slower tyre than Pigsy. All he can hope is that Lambo absolutely destroys its tyres, kills them, murders them. Murder. But Pigsy, he's a delicate driver. I think he's got a delicate hand. He had to drive that Ferrari last season. And as Theo, the Ferrari has a mind of its own. And he managed to coax that bad boy around some horrific racetracks last championship. Well, it was in a different league, but still. It feels kind of similar, you know? That's why I always just buy Adidas, because they're new shoes, but they feel similar. It's a new league, but it feels similar. Plus Adidas rock. Pigsy then in fifth, with the Rudes in sixth. And I tell you what, the Rudes, he's not that far behind the Pigsy. Pigsy, he's on those soft tyres though. They're going to be starting to get nicely bedded in and warmed up, and I just think it's going to be a tough job. Rudes is going to have to hope for later in this race those soft tyres absolutely bullet themselves. But at the moment, Pigsy, it looks like he is masterfully using them to great extent there. He really is. They're wearing even, but no, if you look at that right rear, it is worn a little more than the rest, and it might have the same issue that Theo's Ferrari had. So it is one to keep an eye on for later in the race. Let's have a look up at the lead then. Buggy, there's been no looking back ever since he got past Sinistor. He had to follow Sinistor for quite a while, but since getting that toe and slingshotting past the American, Buggy hasn't looked back once. He is absolutely control of Daytona in the Dodge Viper. And either way for the Americans, they've got 2 Americans in the top 3, which is awesome, and 2 American cars in the top 3 of the Manufacturers' Cup first round. So it's a yee-haw, let's celebrate. And well, normally I'd say shoot our guns, but maybe not shoot our guns, but maybe just salute, wave our flags. But yeah, lots to celebrate in this race for the Americans. Buggy really is just the fly in the ointment, isn't he? But he is in an American car, so come on. So Sinistor in second, Amtrak in third, Danielson in fourth, with Pigsy in fifth, Rudes in sixth. Theo, oh no, Theo, has he just parked it? Has he had enough? Is he having a nap? Does someone want to give Theo a shake? Oh, Theo's gone. Theo's done. Enough punishment for Theo. What am I doing? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Come on. This is the button I want. So Buggy leads then with Sinistor in second, Amtrak in third. Danny, maybe he heard a week ago that I called him Theo, and that's it. He's out. He's like, I don't like that name. Say my full name, bitch, or don't say it at all, is what Theo felt about that whole thing. Theo Philippos or something like that. It was hard, man. I'm only working on 2 brain cells at any one time. All the rest of them are busy. So you get it's limited. I'm limited, special, some people would say. Danielson then is there in fourth, and he really is starting to give Amtrak a little bit of a worry hole. And Amtrak then keeping the Corvette in place. And Danielson trying to ruin the American's day, although he's in an American car. You can't lose. You can't lose this scenario. If Amtrak drops out, you still got an American car in there, but I'm sure they would love to see that podium with 2 beautiful stars and stripes on there, rather than that all the equations, all the crosses, all 3 flags hobbled together for a beautiful Union Jack. It's all right. It's all right, flag. So Amtrak at the moment under pressure from Danielson, who is really starting to reel him in, on board with Danielson at the moment. And Amtrak doing all he can, but you can't help but tow someone around Daytona. That is one thing you can't do. I mean, Formula One tried to really spoil it with the diffusers, but the saloon cars, they do create a lovely pocket for the tow. And Danielson then trying to get in that rear, clean air, and close in on the Corvette. The battle of the American manufacturers here for second, third and fourth of this race. Dodge Viper, though, are quite happy. They're up in first, didn't they? 2 cars in the podium, though, would be lush. So Pigsy then in fifth. The Roots, I'd say he's maintaining, you know. Pigsy's 48s. And I think Pigsy is having to worry about the tyres. I think he's having to drive steady Eddie. And the Roots pushing. He can push as much as he wants. He put a load of fuel in, and those medium tyres will go for days. So Pigsy not able to run away from the Roots. And when it counts, coming into the end of the race, we've still got just over 12 minutes left of racing here. And when it counts, Pixie's tyres could be in a god-awful state. You don't know. You don't never know. You don't never not know. So Roots could still be in for a shout of that 5th place. Medium GT up to 7th now. And Star, he's got good pace. It's so annoying for him. It's so annoying. I mean, apart from the pit stops, it was just that one lap that's put him back there. And he's in a field where they don't make many mistakes, obviously. Although that's not true. I've seen a lot of these make a lot of mistakes. He's just caught them on a bad day, a good day for them, a bad day for him. But I've seen Pigsy send it plenty of times. I've seen Rudes going the long way round a corner many a time. I've seen Daniel LaRusso facing the wrong way down the road many a time. Amtrak, not so much. I tell you, Amtrak, steady Eddie. He doesn't make mistakes, does Amtrak. Nor does Sinister, in all fairness, when I used to see him in the world racing community. And Buggy, I've seen make a couple of mistakes. Buggy's fast, but he's not infallible. He is prone for a wheel just off. He drives on the very edge, ladies and gents, and sometimes that bites him. But not today, it seems. Coming into 39 minutes of this 50-minute race, and Buggy, fastest man on track in the Dodge Viper, leaving Sinistor behind. Amtrak under threat, under fire from the other Dodge Viper, and this is gonna be intense. We may as well be camping, because we're all intense here, ladies and gentlemen. Pigsy in 5th on those soft tyres. Can he make the ground up for these guys? I doubt it. And they're using their tyres up a lot more with Pigsy. But remember, Pigsy pitted very late. 47.9 from Pigsy then. And he's making his intentions very clear to the Rudes to stay down. Stay back there. You're not catching me. And my tyres aren't dying. I think, though, I would be wary of that rear left. 10 minutes still to go. And he's definitely a third into it. He's a third into that rear right, sorry. And ask Theo, that rear right, when it goes, is not fun. So keep that pecker up, Rudes, because it isn't over until it is over. Ask Medium GT. It felt like it was over on the 1st or 2nd lap, and he has trundled on. And yeah, he's not gained many positions, but he's gained a couple. And that is all important. In a long season, every point may count, even the bad ones. So Medium GT in 7th at the moment. And he's on a soft set of tyres. I think he might... No, I don't know. We've got 9 minutes left of racing. The soft tyres, I would be concerned. I'd be concerned. These guys seem to be quite cool with 9 minutes on the clock that they're soft tyres. I mean, they're going to be pretty wrecked by the end of the race. Already, Amtrak leaning on his front left tyre quite heavily in the Corvette. And yeah, Danielson's tyres are looking a lot healthier than Amtrak. Now, this is dangerous for Amtrak with Pigsy on an absolute plush set of tyres behind him. Maybe some way, but how much is Amtrak going to have to back off when those tyres are screaming for mercy? So Danielson lining him up as the Corvette is starting to lean on its tyres a little bit, and Danielson then with plenty of grip shows it off and goes through the chicane ahead, and now makes it a 2 Englishman podium. It's not about patriotism anyway, it's about beautiful racing. Who cares who's there? Look at this, it's like, look at that, that's a special friendship, that Union Jack, USA flag. Has it got a name? Stars and Stripes, isn't it? Union Jack, Stars and Stripes, Union Jack, Stars and Stripes, Union Jack, Stars and Stripes. That's beautiful. So Danielson then gets himself ahead of Amtrak. Amtrak struggling with tyres. Now he's got to ask himself, is it worth a quick pit stop? I doubt it. The pit stops are very long here. You're going very slow down the fastest part of the track. And Pigsy though, Pigsy 48.1 last time around, but he's half done his rear right tyre. Amtrak slaughtering his front left tyre. Danielson doing okay. Sinister, he's a bit of a, it's both his front left and his rear right are getting a little pained there. And Boogie though, it's not much different for Boogie. Boogie hasn't used them as much as Sinister, but yeah, they are starting to be used up. 7 minutes just under of racing left here. Amtrak losing the tyre. Pigsy pushing on, but he must be concerned about that rear right tyre. Roods 49.2. Roods' times are dropping. He wants to be picking this up. He wants to be pushing on. He wants to be applying himself to Pigsy. He wants to start to make Pigsy have to push. If Pigsy has a little wiggle room, he can save the tyre near the end. If he's chasing Amtrak at the moment, but he can soon give up on that pursuit and back off that if he's got the room from him and Roods. So Roods really needs to be applying himself on to Pigsy. He needs Pigsy to see that the times are shortening between himself. He wants Pigsy to believe that that medium tyre is now faster than the soft and put Pigsy under pressure. Medium GT in 7th in the Burt-Murt-Wurt, and we did say at the very beginning that the Burt-Murt-Wurt was going to be a race upon itself to handle that beast. And Medium GT knew exactly what he was getting into when he got into that vehicle. 7th, doing a cracking job so far. Star in 8th in the Peugeot, absolutely cracking pace. What a shame that they've had just the one-off. The one-off at the track, I think, cost him about 14 seconds. I think he did 2:05 or something like that, 2:04. And yeah, it's put him all the way back there. And all he can do is chase Medium GT's shadow, unfortunately, because no one else has made a single mistake during this race. Buggy leads. Tyres are wary. We've got 5 minutes of racing left. 2 to 3 laps of racing on the cards. And these guys' tyres are feeling it. And Danielson in 3rd. Amtrak staying nicely with Danielson here. Even though his tyres are absolutely shot, he seems to be able to get the pace out of them. Pigsy dropping into the 48s now, and Roods now back up into the 48s and getting at them. But the clock is running low for these guys. Medium GT in 7th with the Star in 8th. Buggy looks like all he's got to do is keep it clean, keep it clear, and keep it on the grey stuff. And this man can take the first win of the series. And Sinister then in 2nd. He was pole sitter. He had the fastest lap at some point, and he would love to see Buggy snatch a break, possibly make a small mistake, get a small penalty or something, just to give him half a chance, half a look into a corner. But Buggy has driven absolutely flawlessly today, and has done a great job as the clock ticks away. And Amtrak then still keeping an eye on Daniel LaRusso ahead of him. Daniel LaRusso unable to break away from Amtrak, that really is struggling on those tyres. Pigsy then in 5th, and the soft rear tyre there of on the right hand side is starting to look very Theo-like. Roods 48.7 in the 48s. He's picked that pace up. I think he smelt something in the air, that Pigsy is dropping off the pace. Pigsy having to look after the rear tyre, and Roods now. Oh man, Roods, if you'd kept up the 48s throughout your stint, man, you would have been somewhat closer. Although there is quite a chasm between you two. I don't know. Pigsy might be okay. He might be okay, ladies and gents, unless he spins out. That position seems pretty safe, but he is having to back off a lot And Roots must be well aware of that as he tries to close in on the Lamborghini driver. Amtrak at the moment doing very well on a spoilt set of tyres, staying with Danielson somehow, some way. Buggy then out there leading the way. His tyres have seen better days. And they all did it, didn't they? They all did it on a one-stop, even though, oh, yeah, I said Sinister's fuel was going to be tight. But it looks like Sinister may have been the only one correct with his fuel. Although, they've got to go round again after this, so Sinister could be in trouble. He might have to back off somewhat. He's got a small straight from him and Danielson and Amtrak with plenty of fuel on board. And yeah, it was tight. We said it was going to be tight with Sinister's fuel. Buggy, I think, can get another lap out of that, and Sinister possibly could, but I don't know. How devastating would it be in the final sort of straight if your fuel ran out? So Buggy at the moment then comes around the final corner, and we've still got just over a minute left on the clock, so he's definitely going to have to do another lap. I say, yeah, he should have to do another lap. I don't know. He can't back off for a minute, can he? So Buggy crosses the line to start his final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. His final lap of the race, with Sinister hoping that the clock runs out. Goes across then. He is going to have to continue on. Danielson coming up towards the line and gets another lap in, with Amtrak as well going across, and Pigsy coming towards the line. 20 seconds on the clock. I think most of these are going to have to do that final lap, as Pigsy then goes across the line. The Roods, is the Roods getting closer? He feels like he's getting closer to Pigsy, and he gets another chance, another lap to take on Pigsy. Medium GT may be our first finisher of the evening, and Star has done an amazing job closing in on the Burt Were at the moment, and the Burt Were, it wasn't that far apart, were they? Buggy leads the way. Sinister's fuel looking very slight. Danielson doing a super job against the Amtrak. Pigsy having to crawl around literally in those mid 49s to look after that rear end as the Roods pushes on to employ himself, and there goes Medium GT across the line, as does the Star. Well done, guys, great racing. And Buggy then into the final corner he goes, and what a race Buggy and Sinister had themselves. Fantastic stuff. Oh, someone's quit out. Star's quit out already. So Buggy then, he's not going to be on the score sheet, is he? Comes up to the line to take the win. Superb stuff. Sinister, barely any fuel on board, but he maintains and holds on to second place. A great drive there from Sinister. From pole, he would have wanted the win, but that Dodge Viper looked good today, as Danielson brings it home in third place. And a great round for Viper. Dodge. Amtrak in fourth. Pigsy looks like he's going to maintain that fifth. And the Roods, what could have been, is in sixth. So Pigsy in fifth, with Roods bringing the shag home in sixth place. I imagine if he had his Corvette from last series, it would have been a no-brainer. He would have had the Pigsy for show. For sure. So then, ladies and gentlemen, we had Buggy taking the inaugural win here for the GTO Manufacturers Cup. And a great drive it was as well against Sinister in the McShady. Gets second on the grid, and our top American driver, with Danielson keeping Amtrak off of the podium, but putting a Dodge Viper on the podium. So all's fair in the special friendship. And then Amtrak, their fourth, just missing out, but the tyres just couldn't make the distance for him. And he knew it was better to play it safe than spin out. So Amtrak bringing it home in fourth. Pigsy in fifth. And he got a couple of jumps there in the race through his strategy, staying out very late, and got himself ahead of the Rudes and Theo, but Theo had already spun out by then. Rudes then in 6th, starting on those soft tyres, went very late. I think he lost a big, huge time with the softs, going longer on them, and then when after coming out with those mediums, lost the position to Pigsy. Medium GT in 7th. Then we had Schnurfstar in 8th, who's already gone. And in 9th, we had our boy Theo, who parked it and did one, left. Insinuate saying, another stream? You are like the Terminator. You absolutely will not stop. Sterling work, sir. I salute you. Yeah, and I'm still, that's another one ticked off, and I'm still 7 in the hole, I think. 7 or 6. Please let it be 6. I knocked my sheet off. It's gone all the way over here. I am now, I can tick another one off, and that means I am now 6 to go. Yeah, I've fallen a week behind, so a lot of these are doubled up. So yeah, 6 to go. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 more streams. You are going to be sick of me by the end of this. Don't watch all of them. That's what I would say. So there you go. That is the GTO. Again, next stream, we will be following their League 2 Round 2. And we'll see what that has in store for us. So watch this space. And the GTOs will be around again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to the guys that organise it, the guys that race it, and for you guys that watch it. I appreciate you all, and thank you. Tiru, peace and love. Peace and love.